Hello, let's do the Minute Cryptic for November 7th. Today's clue is by members James and Ollie. Water-deprived pharaoh dies after mixing up directions to Eden. Okay, so we need 8 letters. Mixing up is a pretty typical, it's the most anagram indicator that's ever anagram indicated. So mixing up directions. I don't know if Eden is our definition, or I don't know. Water deprived or just water could be a definition. But let's think about this. So directions is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 10 letters long. Maybe it's directions to so okay. This is what I'm thinking. The directions can be north, south, east, west. N, S, E, W. So the directions to Eden could be the N's and E's from Eden. And we have to mix it up. So maybe it would be like N, E, N, E, or maybe something like that. Okay. And the reason I'm putting it first is because whatever is over here is happening after whatever's over here. So this is first. Now, what are we putting after it? So water, at the very least, water is our definition. Maybe water deprived. Deprived pharaoh dies. Deprived feels like a deletion indicator. But, let's see, we need 5 letters. Deprived pharaoh dies. What would be water, though? Starting with E-N-E or N-E-E or something like that. I wonder if I'm right so far. Mixing up directions to Eden. It really feels like maybe Eden is... Because the other option is Eden's our definition. And then 2 is... Because the problem is, I feel like it would be directions of Eden, not to Eden. But we could do north, south, east, west. And we could mix that up at the start. So like SNEW or something. And then Eden would be our definition. Or it could be like Wens. Why am I saying Wednesday? It doesn't fit. Sorry. It doesn't fit. Sorry. Wens or something. But Eden. Eden is like, I don't know, utopia or is it news? News? Mixing up directions to Eden. What are we doing with, okay, water deprived pharaoh. I feel like water like H2O or something. So if we're deleting water from pharaoh, then maybe we delete the 2 H's and the O, because H2O, and we get P-A-R-A. It would mean Eden. But dies. What's dies doing? It's the right number of letters. But mixing up directions. I don't know what dies is doing. What dies? Is it removing para from something? I feel like I'm really close. But I'm obviously not using dies, and it feels like another deletion indicator, but I don't know how that works. The only thing I can think of is we're only keeping the HOH, but that's not the right number of letters for the rest that I've done. What would mean Eden though? Could dies be another anagram indicator? Or reversal? I don't know why it would be. I don't really know how we'd mix that up anyway. After mixing up directions. I'm not sure what hint to take here. It really feels like we're moving HHO from Pharaoh. But then what is dies do? I keep repeating this because I don't know what to do here. What is dies doing? It could be deletion, it could be anagram, it could be reversal. I mean, I can't really justify anagram or reversal for dies, but who knows? What else could it be? Shoot. Because news para isn't anything, and I don't know how we mix up news to make something para actually mean something. I guess I'll take the indicator hint today. Deprived. Oh, do we need to... Wait, hold on. Is Pharaoh dies the whole fodder for water deprived then? And then, oh, after mixing up is one indicator? Let me read this again. Let me actually read this. Deprived after mixing up. Each of these indicators works with two chunks of fodder. One is a deletion indicator, telling us to remove some fodder from the other fodder. So that gets us that para. The other is an anagram indicator suggesting we need to mix up some letters, but it's very specific. Unusually specific for an anagram indicator. Which letters from some fodder need to be anagrammed? You know what? I just realized anagram indicators, I'm going to get comments before they get to this part of the video. Anagram indicators are not allowed to anagram replacements of fodder. And directions isn't an indicator, so it's fodder. I think water is being deprived from Pharaoh, dies. Oh no, maybe it's dies after mixing up directions. I don't think the after is telling us do it after. I think we're actually starting with para. I think it's paradise. I think here's what's happening. I think that they wanted they needed the surface reading to make sense. So I think what happens is in order for dies to turn into dice, notice it still starts with DI. All we're doing is mixing up the directions, the east and the south. Now they could have just omitted directions here, but then the surface wouldn't make any sense. So that's what's happened here. This is the answer. Eden is paradise. After getting para, I should have realized that, but I was stuck on after being a separate indicator that rearranged our bits. And I also should have remembered, because I've been playing this long enough and I've said it enough times, I should have remembered that you cannot anagram replacements. So this is telling us just anagram the directions, the east and the south in dies, which means just swap them. So we're just swapping the E and the S. And then this is water deprived Pharaoh. And then, yeah. Okay. Anyway, how'd you do?